What's up, Link Mob? Linkmon99 here. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're new, click that subscribe button, smash that like button, and don't forget to click that bell to turn on notifications so you don't miss any content from here on out. Also guys, cop some Link Mob merch in the description below. We're running a 4th of July sale right now, all the way through Sunday, and you can cop some merch for 20% off. Whoa! So go grab it today. Today guys, we're going to be counting down the top 10 most expensive Roblox items in the game. How many of them do I have? Let's find out. Before I get into this video guys, one thing a lot of people don't know is that the top 10 items are not the items that are the most expensive when you go to catalog, click collectibles, all collectibles, and click price high to low. Yeah, these show the items that are selling for the most Robux, but these are actually not the most expensive items. How is that possible? Because these are not what the items are worth, they're just what people are selling it for. You could sell a pack of gum for $999 million and yet it would not sell. That's exactly what's happening here. These items are being sold for a crazy price but no one are buying them. So what are the actual top 10 most expensive items? Well, for that, we have to go to a site called RBX.rocks. Or this has all the limiteds ranked by how expensive they are. First of all, this one's a joke. Bahik Shaggy. It's just a joke. Ignore that one. He put it as like an April Fool's joke and he never got rid of it. I don't know why. Anyways, this site has the actual values of what things are worth, and it's calculated by what people are giving for the items using other smaller items. So basically, this is how much these items trade for in exchange for other items. So these are the number here. This is the exact value that it's worth, give or take a little bit. But this is what people usually say. I'm trading my Dominus Imperius. I want 9 million Robux. Alright, let's get into the list. Number 10. Alright guys, starting off the list at number 10, we have the Lady of the Federation. So I have it up right here. The Lady of the Federation only has 6 owners right now, so it's extremely rare. This is what drives most of its value. Again, average price, that is not the value. The average price is calculated by what an item is selling for in Robux last. So you sell 2, if one sells for 25,000 Robux and another sells for 50,000, then the average price would be like 37,500 because it's the average of the sales. However, these items do not sell much because people usually don't want to spend a lot of Robux or sell it for Robux. So often the way these items go around is they're traded off for smaller items that add up to the value that is 1.8 million Robux. So yes, at number 10, this is worth 1.8 million Robux. It's very rare, like I said, 6 exist. It is not that good looking, it's kind of girlish, but that's not the issue. It actually just kind of looks ugly on people's heads. It doesn't fit well with other hats, as you can see right here. So the hat itself is not a great hat. It's okay. It's mostly the rarity and the fact that it's a Federation hat that drives the value to make it the 10th most expensive item on Roblox. And also one of the rarest, but the rarest, I'll do another video on the rarest items. Remember, rarity is not always what makes things the most expensive, it's also demand. So that's why things that are really rare are not always more expensive than things that aren't as rare, as you will see soon. Number 9. Alright guys, at number 9 we have the Wynwood Crown, which is another case of an extremely rare item that is not the top of the list because it's kind of not that attractive. It's a classic item. The Wynwood Crown was won in the Worlds of Wood contest in 2009. Basically, there was like 9 or 10 originally, but now there's again only 6 like the Lady of the Federation. Extremely rare, just not a ton of demand because it's kind of ugly. The owners aren't really looking to trade it, but no one's really looking to give a lot for it, and that's why this item is currently sitting at around 2.1 million in value. Pretty expensive, a lot of Robux, but not the most. Number 8. At number 8, guys, we have the Lord of the Federations. Not the lady, this is the Lord. This is the first Federation hat to ever come out. It's really cool looking in my opinion, but a lot of people don't think it's that cool. I like it, but it's kind of a hat that goes with other hats. It's not like you just wear it alone. Some people think it's kind of funky. It's worth 2.3 million, like I said. Pretty expensive, pretty rare too. We have 7 that exist, so it's actually less rare than the Wynwood Crown and the Lady, but because of the fact that it's more attractive and there's a higher demand for it, as I've said. As you can see here, the demand is low, and these have basically no demand. There's no one really looking for it right now, and that is why this item is worth more than the other ones.
Number 7.
Alright guys, at number 7 we have the Dominus Astra. So this is the cheapest of the big Dominuses, and by big Dominuses I mean Dominuses that have 26 sold. So this is one of those Dominus hats. Dominus Astra, it's pretty cool. So only 21 exist. By the way, the reason why some of them have 26 and now only 21 exist is because, as you can see, owners of the hat were deleted. They were banned from Roblox. So that's why 21 exists. Some people think this is the best looking Dominus. In my opinion, it is not. It uses the newer mesh, as you can see. It uses this mesh, which was created in 2013. It is not the same one used on the original Dominuses. As you can see, the feathers are not really feathers, they're more like spiky things, and the circle thing right there is different, and even the hood is different. I
think it's not as good looking.
So it's, in my opinion, it has less demand because it's not as cool looking, and it also is less rare than the older ones, so it's cheaper. But it's still worth a lot, with the recent average price of 1.5 million in selling price and a trading value of 3.7 million robux. So considerably more expensive than the Lord of the Federation, which is just one place behind it.
Number 6.
Alright guys, at number 6 we have the one, the only Domino Crown. Now the Domino Crown actually used to be arguably the most expensive item on Roblox, but it has since lowered in value because no one likes it as much because of the demand factor. Again, it is pretty rare. It's less rare than the Wynwood Crown and whatnot. Actually 18 exist, but it has more demand than that hat. In fact, the Wynwood Crown used to be more expensive than the Domino Crown. However, that changed when the demand changed, because really, like I said, demand drives value. If there's one thing you can take away from this, that it's how much do people want this hat, how much are they willing to pay for it, and then how much are the owners willing to take for it. So if the owners are willing to trade it off and the best they can get is 4 million, that's what this hat's going to be worth. And as you can see, this has trading value of 4.25 million, which is about what the owners will take on it, and about as much as anyone will give for it nowadays. It used to be worth actually a lot more, but it kind of dropped when some people got hacked, which also happened with the Wynwood Crown and Lord of the Federation. People tried to trade it off, there just wasn't enough demand, the item just lowered. But it's a really classic hat. It was given away in 2007 in the Domino Rally building contest, and it's pretty awesome. I like it a lot.
It's cool.
Number 5.
Alright guys, at number 5 on the list we have the Dominus Infernus. So this is one of the 3 original big Dominus hats. It's really awesome. This is possibly my favorite Dominus in terms of looks. 22 exist, so it's technically less rare than Astra, but it's harder to get because most of the owners have had it for a really long time, don't want to get rid of it. Most people think it looks better than the Astra. It's a classic one made in 2010. It was the second Dominus ever made, and it's pretty awesome.
Number 4.
Alright guys, at number 4 we have the Eccentric Shop Teacher. Now, I actually don't agree with the value on this. It says it's worth 4.5 million. I actually think it's worth more. This says it's worth the same as the Dominus Infernus, but I'll explain why it's worth more. This hat actually, and a few years ago, was the most expensive hat on Roblox. Only 5 existed, and they were hoarded by Merely. He had 3, as you can see, here's Merely. The Gamer101 had one, and PiePerson50. They were not willing to trade it until the Gamer101 decided to cash out and was willing to trade his. And I actually traded for his, and I gave the Dominus Frigidus, which you'll see in a minute, plus the Domino Crown. So I actually had to give a ton for this. Now, it dropped because Merely traded off 2 of his, and the demand for it dropped. There are actually only 4 of them now because another owner got deleted recently, and that's why I think this hat is probably undervalued. This is the rarest limited on Roblox if you don't count the tablets, and I don't because there are like 18 tablets. Each one won't exist, but if you count them as a whole, there's more than this. There's only 4 of these that you can get. Insanely rare, insanely awesome, insanely cool. Actually last was traded this plus like 1 million for the Dominus Frigidus, so technically this is worth more. Like, I'd say this is worth more like 7 million, and they just haven't updated on the site. So that's why you shouldn't always trust this site completely. You should check what offers the items are getting to really know, and ask the owners what it's really worth. But yeah, obviously this hat is crazy expensive, crazy cool. There's no retextures of this hat. It's very unique, and that's what makes it super awesome and expensive.
Number 3.
Alright guys, at number 3 on the list is the Kleos Pentheon. I traded for this a few months ago in one of my videos, and yeah, it's really rare. I'd say it's equal to the eccentric shop teacher because 8 exists. However, one of the things that makes this so hard to get is that technically only 1 is for trade on Hoopa Unbound. Because Merely's not trading this guy's an admin, this one is an original owner, same with these 4, they're original owners, and they've had it since 2007, and haven't traded it since it went limited last year, so this is very rare. Son of 7less Shidlets, not for trade. Basically, it's super hard to get this item, which makes it very rare. I'd say it's equal to the eccentric shop teacher, and it's worth 7 million, and it last added about 500,000 through a million for the Dominus Frigidus, which brings me to number 2 on the list.
Number 2.
Dominus Frigidus.
Second most expensive item on Roblox. Arguably the best looking Dominus. 17 exists. It's awesome looking. I love this hat. Yeah, so this was the 3rd Dominus made in 2011. This was designed by a guy named Seth. He was with Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they let him design a hat. He designed this, and he got it for free, along with 1 million Robux. But yeah, this hat is really expensive because it has a lot of demand. Everyone likes it, and not really anyone's trading it. So this is maybe my favorite Dominus. It's either this or the red one. I like the white one too, but honestly, this one's awesome. 7.5 million trading value. Super expensive. Even the average price of selling price is almost 2 million Robux. Alright guys, it's time for number 1. Number 1, Dominus Imperius. For good reason, this is the most expensive item on Roblox. It's worth 9 million Robux.
It's the average price of 2.177 million.
Alright guys, so basically this Dominus is, I have it, and it's the most expensive item on Roblox in terms of what it's worth. This item is almost 10 million Robux worth, and for good reason. It has a lot of demand. Like, it's an amazingly awesome hat. It looks super cool, and yeah, it's worth about 9 million Robux. How many exist? Not many. There are only 19 that still exist using this on the rbx.rocks site, and it's the first Dominus ever made. It looks really classy. It's just the most epic hat in the game to most people, which is what made it the most expensive hat over time. And another reason is, not only do a ton of people want this hat, the owners don't really want to sell it, and when you get a lot of demand and not much supply, you get a very, very expensive item. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this countdown. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button, click the bell to turn on notifications, and cop some merch. Join the Linkmon99 fan club on Roblox. Have a great day guys, and I'll see you later.